welcome back to my channel. Thank you for your continued support. Sorry I couldn't make y'all a video on Tuesday, because usually that's when I kick my videos out, is on Tuesdays. But I had just started a new job and I'm trying to adjust because I was working from home. So now I'm trying to adjust from working from home, because usually when I get off work, I'm able to like jump right into you guys' video, and I also be giving this girl a ride home from work, trying to be a good Samaritan, because I know how it is, when you don't have a car and, it's your first week of work and you don't have enough money to be taking no Uber and all that craziness. But yeah, so that's pretty much my week. I had to leave that last job because I was stressed. Although I was working from home, it was still mentally stressful. This job is okay, have some characters there, but for the most part, I'm adjusting. I'm just going to say that I'm adjusting. But anyway, enough of that. So today I am doing a viewer's choice video. I haven't done one of those in like probably a few weeks now. This is my second viewer's choice video, and I was asked to do a video about speaking on how to deal with the narcissist. Now, I am not a psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever you want to call it, whoever diagnoses those personality disorders. I am really not familiar with the ins and outs of it. Now, I am going to get into like the definition of it, so we can all get an understanding. If you don't know what a narcissist is, I don't know the full definition. I only hear bits and pieces. I've seen other people do videos about it. I see people talk about it a lot. And a lot of people just like to throw that word out. And so because I'm a life coach, I'm not going to speak to anyone having a personality disorder as being a narcissist. I'm just going to speak to how people their personalities just might be a certain way based on either how they was raised, their environment, and some people just might have certain traits that may come off as narcissists. So it's not always I don't like to pin a title on people, but this person feels like they're dealing with a narcissist. So I'm just going to give my point of view based on the information they gave me. So we're going to start off with the definition of a narcissist. So a person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves, an inflated sense of self, commonly found more in men, due to a combination of genetic and environmental factors, lack of empathy, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, think it's okay to exploit and dispose of others in whatever way it helps to get them ahead. So that's what I found, with trusty dusty Google, because I always go Google everything. So I don't speak from a place of, I'm probably going to still sound kind of, ignorant a little bit, because ignorant is not really, people say ignorant is a really bad word, but ignorant just means not knowing. So I'm not going to know everything. So if I don't touch on everything, don't try to come and tell me, oh, well, you missed this part, because I don't know everything about a narcissist. I'm just reading definition and I'm going based off of what this person is telling me. So I'm going to go based off of that. If you know it and you want to teach everybody else, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to say it in the way I was about to say it, but just, you can drop down in the comments and you're more than welcome to share your view and version of a narcissist, and if you've dealt with it, your view on it. But this person told me the person that they're dealing with, and this guy he's a guy who wrote into me, but they're going to remain anonymous because I don't like to really put people's name out there and have people off in their business. But their partner or ex-partner who they were dealing with, they have a child with this person, and they considered them a narcissist. So the person got upset with them when they got sick because they felt it would inconvenience them. Now, to me, I would see that as just being selfish. Someone who just feels like the world revolves around them and other people don't have problems. Because, they just don't care about others. And we could say that is a trait of a narcissist, because it did say in here that, let me see. Well, it doesn't really specify anything similar to that, but I mean, pretty much to me, a narcissist is just all for themselves. So you could kind of, but to me, I look at that as a selfish person. The person told me how they should deal with a narcissist. Me personally, I feel like it's toxic. That was my answer I gave to them when they said how to deal. I said don't, because there's no way around it. If they have this behavior that's a pattern and you've already not with them, but you just have to deal with them because of the child, just make it about the child. Don't get so emotionally involved in whatever they are doing as a person, because that's not your business to fix them. You guys were together, you tried to work it out, that was what it was, and it didn't happen. So now you just have to make sure you're doing what's best for the child that's involved. Now, I don't have kids, so I don't know, I can only speak from common sense, is that, that is the mother of your child. So the best thing you can do is make sure you are doing your best to take care of your child the way you need to, so that she doesn't take on those same traits. And that's all I can say with that. As far as dealing with her, especially with having a kid in the situation, you want to make sure you are teaching your child. I mean, and from what I see, your child is pretty young. Now, kids do catch up on things. So, yeah. To me, I feel like that's just a selfish being, a person who just, like it says, it says it lacks empathy. So she does lack empathy. So she does have a trait of a narcissist. Doesn't necessarily mean that she's a narcissist, unless they diagnosed her with narcissistic personality, or they have different titles for it, sociopath. I don't know. But like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm a life coach. So I pretty much just teach based off of being an accountability partner to guide you through issues and situations. I'm not here to diagnose. I'm only here to speak to situations and how to maneuver in those situations and guide you, so that you yourself will know how to handle situations. So he also said this particular person was confronted by a sibling about something said and refused to understand their point of view and how it affected them. I'm just going to go back to that. Okay, so was confronted by a sibling about something said and refused to understand their point of view and how it affected them. Now, I've dealt with people like this, and I wouldn't necessarily call them a narcissist. Like I said, from the first part, they're just a selfish person, and also they're just in denial. And it's most of the time when you're dealing with something like that, like it said in the definition, usually is due to a combination of genetic and environmental factors. So a lot of that could be due to the environmental factors in which the way she was raised. Or if the sibling is not like that, maybe it was stuff that she went through in life that made her that way, that hardened her in that way, that she lacks the empathy to understand or put herself in other people's shoes. So maybe, I know, like, I have 4 siblings. We all were raised in the same environment, but I do have other siblings that, might not have it all there sometimes because of the things that they witnessed in life. Now, we were raised up the same way, but I may be a little bit more chill, because I understand that there are consequences, but to certain situations. Now, even though my sibling might know there's consequences to certain situations, their mentality and the way that they move about life could be based off of the things that they experience themselves as an individual, because just because you was raised in the same home, you still have separate experiences. So we have different friend groups growing up. So he experienced different things as different siblings will experience different friend groups growing up. So they might express themselves differently. So it definitely has something to do with maybe either the way she viewed life, her perspective on life. She might have been a little bit more of a sensitive person that learned You know, some people are sensitive to things, so they pick up on things a lot more around them, and eventually they become those things. So that could also be the reason that person is that way. And you also said that person was refusing to apologize when passing blame when wrong. They refuse to apologize when wrong and passing blame to someone else for their own actions. Like they'll say, I did this because. Now that is annoying. And all of these traits, I would say, I don't know if I would just pinpoint them as a narcissist, because I don't know them enough, and you only told me certain things that they've done. I don't know their full personality, but just based off of dealing with someone like this, if this is a pattern of theirs, because you were with them for, I don't know how long, you married to them, I guess, and now you guys are separated or whatever. I would say this: how to deal with this person would be to love them from a distance. Because of course you guys were together, and that's the mother of your child. So you don't want to you don't want to bring that negative energy around your child so that they see that you're treating the mother a certain way based on how the mother is acting. Don't do that. You still keep now. And God does say to love all your brothers and sisters, all his people. But he does not say be an idiot or a fool. So that doesn't mean if she does something, you just, allow her to just be or do whatever she wants to you. But if it's not directly affecting you or directly affecting the child, or even if it is, don't go too far to a point where, don't let her get you out of your character to a place where you feel like you can't come back from. And I also want to speak to this too, because sometimes we can attract the type of person based on something in us that they see. Now, the person's sibling, they have to deal with that person. Or they may not have to really, but just saying like, that's a person that's already in their life. So they can deal with them. They don't have to, whatever. But your person that they brought into their life, you brought them into your life. So maybe it's also something about you that they saw in you that they could use that trait against. Some people have a personality where they know who to pick and choose and do certain things to. So also keep that in mind, because people know who to try and who not to. So maybe she feels comfortable with trying you or trying her sibling, but she probably ain't going to use that trait to everybody. She's going to come off in the beginning as if she is a good, sweet person, because obviously you saw something in her to marry her or be with her and have a child with her. So she got to know you, and then when she got to know you, she saw something in you that made her feel like she was able to manipulate you and use whatever she knew about you to be able to, I'll say, if you're a very easygoing person and you kind of let that certain thing slide, and a person sees that and that you may have some certain type of insecurities, it's easy for people to like her to prey on you. So now that she knows you, you can't come back from it because you've already given her that open window. So also keep that in mind as well, so that you can learn for the future what to look out for and how to, not saying you have to change and not be your sweet self or whoever you are as a person, because I know you as a person. I know you're very kind and sweet and you're very giving and you're willing to help people. So maybe she used that against you as well. So you got to look at that too when it comes to how she may be responding to you in certain situations. So how dealing with them and with having a child, whenever you have to deal with them in that space, just make it all about the child. If you have to see this person, well, I can't say that, because you did say the person got upset with you when you got sick because they felt like it was an inconvenience. Try to find another way around that. See if you can. I'm sure you have other family and friends that will be willing to help, so that you don't stress yourself out. Make it so, hey, you have a backup plan in situations like that. Because yes, that's the mother, but everybody, I'm just going to be honest, some people, I just feel like, and women have a nurturing spirit, but I think some people, because of the traumas they haven't healed from, aren't meant to be mothers. And most of the times, a lot of these, or fathers, most of the times, a lot of people have kids, and because they haven't healed from their trauma, or they don't know how to function with their life and have kids, they take a lot of things that they're going through out on the kids and whoever is around. So I really think it's just something that she needs to heal from. I don't know if you can have a real conversation with this person. From the sound of it, you didn't really express that this person, whether you guys have had a conversation about it, you just stated that they have these certain actions. And so the only way I feel like would start off with communicating with them, seeing if you can find a way to come to a place of understanding. Now, if you try to have a conversation with them and you can't come to a place of understanding because they're just not realizing their faults, because you did say they don't know when they're wrong. I don't know if you're wording it a certain way, or if you're arguing when you're communicating with this person, because that could also make a difference in how that person may communicate back. Like, find a way to word things, because I do this. When you're dealing with a certain personality, you have to find a way to word things for those type of people who have a certain personality that you feel like they're easily triggered and they don't know how to accept things. Do it in a way and say, hey, I just want to have a conversation. I don't want to make this a right or wrong thing, but I just want to understand how we can coexist so that we're not butting heads. I mean, is it something that I'm doing wrong? Just, let me know if it's something that is it something that you feel about me? And it kind of puts it in their court to kind of answer it, and you get an understanding instead of saying, you do this, you do that, because they're going to automatically feel like they're going to put up a defense, they're going to put up a wall, and then they're going to feel defensive, and then they're going to just start shooting out whatever comes to mind because they're upset and angry that you're coming at them and confronting them about it. So do it in a way that's kind of sensitive to them. I know that's kind of hard when you're dealing with somebody that like kind of gets on your nerves and kind of irks your spirit, because I understand that. But sometimes in that situation, because the situation you're in, it's not like you guys are exes and you're divorced and you have to just move on. You have a kid together, so you have to find a way to coexist. Now, also, there's a way to go through the courts if you have to. I don't know if that's something y'all have set up, but if you have to do that, you have to do what you have to do. It's not about the person's feelings at this point. It's about the child. Or if you guys have someone that can play the middleman, if you have your mother or someone else in your life or someone else in their family, I don't know how cool you are with their family. Find a way to kind of minimize the communication between you and that person. If you've already had that conversation and they still just don't get it, there's not going to be anything you can do about that, because that person, the only person you can control is yourself. So you can't control how that person reacts. So I'm not going to speak, this is with anything in life, y'all. I'm about to just say this. I'm not going to speak to just somebody being a narcissist. This is just dealing with anybody who's toxic and they just don't get it. Because it's not all about just being a narcissist. Some people are just selfish. They are not good when it comes to dealing with other people. And it's not always just because they have an inflated sense of self. They just aren't, some people aren't good when it comes to dealing in relationships. Some people aren't. And because of the way they were raised, they just move around in life based on how they seen things. And so some people think that you're dealing with a human being. You're always going to have to hold human beings accountable. And when those human beings don't want to be held accountable, you have to let them figure it out for themselves. And you can only control you. So you have to move in a way that is conducive to your health, so you are not accepting or allowing this toxic behavior. All you can do is just tell this person what you need from them. And then from there, you have to find ways around it to kind of move so it's not affecting your life at all. So that's pretty much, to me, that would be how you handle a narcissist or anybody who is toxic in your life. Because at the end of the day, I mean, people gonna keep peopling. People gonna keep peopling, and I'm not sure if someone who's not ready to accept that they are toxic is going to be able to have a real adult conversation, especially someone who's an adult and should understand that, you know, you can't just go around treating people any kind of way. And so I've got that understanding down in life where, I mean, I've just always been that type of person. I try not to, if I'm going through something, I try not to bring that energy to other people. So it baffles me sometimes when people just allow themselves to just vomit all their trauma and issues and insecurities on people. But, you know, that's not something we can control in life. So we have to, for ourselves, figure out a way to maneuver, either set boundaries and figure out a way to maneuver around that situation that works best. Now, you only know what's best for your life because you know the way you move. If you have to deal with this person when it comes to your child, like I said, either deal with the courts and figure out a way to have it to where she has a certain time. And then if you have a situation like that where you have to have an appointment, find someone who is a backup plan if this person doesn't fall through. That's that. Because what else you gonna do? You gonna want to continue arguing with this person? You don't want to keep doing that, because you definitely are going to continue arguing with this person if you say that they are the way they are. Now, because I don't know the person's full personality, I would say start off with communicating. Now, if you already know deep down, I've had this conversation with this person before, they don't get it, they don't understand, and, you know, maybe try it the way that I said by trying to spoon feed them. Don't go all the way in, just kind of spoon feed them. And then just spoon feed them with words that don't sound like you're attacking them. Because even though you feel like you're not attacking them, in their mind, a person like that, in their mind, they're going to feel attacked because they already are coming with it. This person sounds like someone, I'm going to say this because this sounds like someone who has control issues, not really a narcissist. It just sounds like they have control issues and they don't want to release the hold on their life. So if you come in and inconvenience them, if they feel like you're inconveniencing them, they want to be able to do whatever they want with their time. They don't want nobody coming in telling them what they can and cannot do, what they did. So sometimes it's just a control issue. Not really just because they have a personality, a narcissist disorder, or whatever that crap is called. And y'all be throwing that word around too loosely too, because everybody is not a narcissist, and y'all are not doctors. Stop telling people that they are narcissists. You don't know that for sure until they are diagnosed by a doctor. I can't tell you whether this person is a narcissist because based off of this, for one, off the definition, this person doesn't to me seem like they are. But even if they are or if they're not, they're just toxic in general because it sounds like they need to heal. Point blank period. So guys. So this was my second viewer's choice. I'm so glad that you guys are actually bringing in ideas for me, because this allows you guys to see how. Now, I talk to people like, I think I do kind of interact with people like this in my life coaching sessions, because I like to keep it real. Like, I want to hold you accountable too, because you also have to understand what part you're playing in the situation, even if the person is not, even if the person is the way they are. Like I said, you can only control yourself. So if you are adding fuel to the fire, the only person that's going to hurt in the end is you, because you are entertaining the foolishness. So figure out a way to also, I know this might sound insensitive because, yeah, people can do us wrong. But like I said, because you're the only person that you can control, and you can't control the other person, what else can you do but figure out what you can do for yourself? So yeah, I try to give people this type of advice because it's not always all about that other person. When you leave this earth, you're leaving alone, and you're standing before God alone. That other person is not standing before God with you, and he's not judging based off of that situation. He's going to judge you alone by yourself. So guys, yes, take heed. Guys, I am on mymentor.life. You can book me on there under Rochelle Demetrius. You can find me on Instagram at Rochelle Demetrius. Yeah, and I have a lot of things coming. I'm not going to speak about, but yeah, your girl's doing work, and I'm definitely looking forward to helping all of you guys in these times, because mental health is so important, and being able to maneuver through life and figure out how to get through life is so important, because a lot of people don't have people around them to help keep them accountable and help them work on the things they need to grow. And I think we all need that in these days and time. People are dealing with a lot. So I just want to be that person. Yeah, I just want to be that person for you guys. So if you would like to book me, I am on mymentor.life as Rochelle Demetrius, and I specialize in singles, healing, and breakups. Now, even though I specialize in those things, if you get on the call and you have questions outside of that, you know, if I can help you, I still will. If I feel like I can't, I'm not going to front. I don't know everything. You know, I'm not one of those people. I don't know everything. I speak on what I know. Now, and if I don't know it, you know, I'll go look it up, and I'll come back to you with the information I need, just like I did with this video. I don't know nothing about no narcissist, but I will speak from a place of just knowing on how to move based on what I've learned in my experiences in life. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, be blessed.